Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Jefferson nickel coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be sitting in your collection, or perhaps you'll come across it on your next coin hunting adventure, the 1964 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. This little piece of history holds much more than its face value. Stick with us as we uncover the fascinating story behind this coin and reveal just how much it could be worth today. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel was part of a series that has captured the attention of collectors for decades. Issued during the final years of the 1960s, the coin marks an interesting chapter in American history. 1964 was a significant year for the United States, as it was a year of great change both politically and socially. At that time, the U.S. was in the midst of the civil rights movement, and the country was also seeing great strides in space exploration. The world was rapidly evolving, and this nickel symbolizes a moment in time that would go down in history. The coin itself features the well-known portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. Jefferson's image is based on a famous portrait by artist Rembrandt Peale. What makes this particular coin unique is that it's part of a series where the design has remained mostly unchanged for over 80 years. Jefferson's image and the iconic Monticello, his home, on the reverse side make this coin one of the most recognizable pieces of U.S. currency. However, it's not just the design that makes this coin special. Over the years, a number of these coins have been discovered in impeccable condition or with rare, subtle variations that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Coins from this era were struck in large numbers, so finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare find. As with any coin, the key to its value lies in its condition. The better the condition, the higher the price it can fetch. For collectors, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel in near mint or mint condition is a prized treasure, but there's more. Some 1964 5-cent coins have unique characteristics that can make them worth even more. Minting errors, slight variations in design, or unusual wear patterns can turn a seemingly common coin into a rare and valuable piece of history. These error coins are always in demand among collectors because they stand out from the rest, adding an element of uniqueness to anyone's collection. So, you might be wondering, what is the value of a 1964 5-cent coin today? Well, the answer could surprise you. While most 1964 nickels are worth only a few cents, one in excellent condition or with an error could be worth much more. In fact, if you happen to have a 1964 Jefferson nickel in exceptional condition or with a rare minting flaw, it could be worth an eye-popping amount. Are you ready for the big reveal? Hold on to your seats because the value of this coin could be as high as $89,000. Yes, you heard that right, $89,000 for a single 1964 5-cent coin, depending on its condition and rarity. That's an incredible sum for something so small. If you've got a 1964 Jefferson nickel lying around, make sure to give it a close look. You might just have a hidden treasure in your collection. So, next time you come across this coin, take a moment to appreciate its history and value. Who knows, it could be worth a small fortune. Top 2, we're diving into a coin that might be sitting quietly in your collection or tucked away in your spare change, a 1987 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it may seem like just another standard nickel, but hold on, this little coin has a story to tell and a value that might surprise you. Stick around to find out just how much this 1987 nickel could be worth. The 1987 Jefferson Nickel is part of the long-running series of coins that feature the likeness of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. These coins are familiar to most of us, with Jefferson's profile on the front and the iconic image of his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The design has been relatively unchanged since the 1930s, making it one of the longest-standing designs in U.S. coin history. But just because the design is familiar doesn't mean there's nothing special about it. especially when it comes to the 1987 version. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1987 Jefferson Nickel so unique in the world of coin collecting? While these coins were minted in large numbers, what makes a specific coin valuable often boils down to one thing: condition. The majority of 1987 nickels that were circulated have been worn down over the years from everyday use. But finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is a real treasure, and that's where the value starts to climb. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins in pristine condition, and the 1987 Jefferson Nickel is no exception. A coin that's well preserved, with sharp details and no signs of wear, can be worth significantly more than its face value. In fact, coins that are uncirculated, meaning they've never been in circulation and are essentially in the same condition as the day they were minted, can command a much higher price in the market. The better the condition, the higher the value. This is true for most coins, and especially for the 1987 Jefferson Nickel. But wait, there's more. Some 1987 nickels have been found with minting errors, which can make them even more valuable. Whether it's a slight misalignment, an over-polished die, or another small imperfection, minting errors can create one-of-a-kind coins that are highly sought after by collectors. These error coins are always more valuable than standard coins because of their rarity, and finding one could mean you've just stumbled upon a real treasure. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could a 1987 5-cent coin be worth? If you happen to have an uncirculated, error-free 1987 nickel or even one with a rare minting flaw, you could be holding something worth a fortune. In fact, the value of a well-preserved 1987 Jefferson Nickel can be as much as $68,000, that's right, $68,000. A single coin worth that much? It's absolutely true, especially if you have one in exceptional condition or with a rare minting flaw. So, before you discard that 1987 nickel, take a moment to inspect it closely. You could have a piece of history worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 3, we're going to talk about a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but could actually be worth a small fortune: the 1973 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. This coin is a staple of American currency, but it may surprise you just how much value it holds in the world of coin collecting. Stick with us to find out why the 1973 nickel could be worth far more than you'd expect. Minted over 50 years ago, the 1973 Jefferson Nickel has been in circulation for quite some time, but this coin is more than just a relic of the past. The design of this nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, along with an image of Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home, on the reverse. While these features are familiar, there's much more to this particular coin than meets the eye. The 1973 nickel was part of the ongoing series that began in the 1930s, which is still seen on U.S. nickels today. While the design remained largely the same throughout the decades, the year of minting plays a significant role in determining a coin's value. Coin collectors know that the value of any coin is often tied to its rarity and condition. So, what makes the 1973 nickel so special? It all comes down to how well it has been preserved over the years. You see, most 1973 nickels you come across today have likely been circulated, used in daily transactions and showing signs of wear and tear. While these coins still hold their face value of 5 cents, those in excellent condition are far more valuable. A 1973 nickel that is uncirculated, meaning it has never been used in commerce and still has its original shine and sharp details, is a rare find. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they represent the pinnacle of minting quality from that year, but that's not all. The real excitement comes when you look at the 1973 nickels that feature minting errors or unique characteristics. Coins that were struck with slight imperfections, whether it's a double die, a misalignment, or another mistake in the minting process, can be worth significantly more than regular, error-free coins. Minting errors are prized by collectors because they're one of a kind, making them much more valuable and rare. So, how much could a 1973 Jefferson nickel be worth? Well, if you happen to have one of these coins in pristine condition, or if it features a rare minting error, you're in luck. A 1973 nickel in exceptional condition could fetch an astounding amount of money. In fact, some collectors have paid up to $88,000 for a single 1973 5-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right, $88,000. For a coin that originally cost just 5 cents, this is an incredible return on investment. If you have a 1973 nickel that's in excellent condition or has a rare minting error, it could be worth a small fortune. So, next time you come across a 1973 nickel, make sure to take a closer look. You just might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 4. We're shining the spotlight on a coin that you may not think twice about, but could actually be worth a small fortune, the 1985 United States 5-cent coin, or the Jefferson Nickel. This coin might seem like just another nickel, but wait until you hear the incredible story behind it and how much it could be worth today. Stick around because you'll want to hear the shocking price this coin can fetch. Minted in 1985, this Jefferson Nickel carries a design that has been a part of American currency since the 1930s. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third President of the United States. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home in Virginia. It's a design that's been around for decades, so what makes the 1985 nickel so special? Well, when it comes to coins, condition is everything. Most of the 1985 nickels you'll come across were circulated, which means they've been used in everyday transactions and likely show signs of wear. These coins are still worth just 5 cents, but the real value is in the ones that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. A nickel that has never been in circulation and still holds its original mint quality can fetch a significantly higher price, but there's more to the story. Minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable collector's item. For example, some 1985 nickels may have been struck with small imperfections, perhaps a misaligned die or some minor doubling in the design. These types of errors make the coin unique, and collectors love the idea of owning a one-of-a-kind piece. An error coin can be worth far more than a standard coin, and it's something that collectors are constantly on the lookout for. So, how much could a 1985 5-cent coin be worth today? The value might just blow your mind. If you've got an uncirculated 1985 Jefferson Nickel or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding onto a real treasure. In fact, a 1985 nickel in top condition could be worth as much as $78,000, yes, you heard that right, $78,000. For a coin that was originally worth only 5 cents, that's an incredible return on investment. So, if you happen to find a 1985 nickel in your collection or come across one in your spare change, take a close look. It might be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 5, we're talking about a coin that you might overlook, but if you take a closer look, could be worth a small fortune, the 1971 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it might seem like just another regular nickel, but there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick with us as we uncover its value and what makes this seemingly ordinary coin so extraordinary. Minted in 1971, the Jefferson Nickel features a design that has been a staple of American currency for decades. The obverse of the coin shows the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, while the reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The design has been largely unchanged since it was first introduced in the 1930s. But even though the design has remained constant, the value of certain coins from this era can vary drastically, especially when it comes to their condition. Now, what makes the 1971 nickel so interesting to collectors? Like many other coins, its value depends on several factors, with one of the most important being its condition. The vast majority of 1971 Jefferson nickels that were minted have been circulated, meaning they've been through years of everyday transactions, which can result in worn edges, scratches, or fading designs. These coins are still worth their face value of 5 cents, but the ones that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are the real treasures. Uncirculated coins, meaning they've never been in circulation and still have the same sharp details and luster as the day they were minted, are highly sought after by collectors. Finding a 1971 nickel in this condition is rare, and it can command a much higher price than a regular, worn coin. So, if you happen to have a 1971 nickel in excellent condition, you may be holding on to something that could be worth more than you think. But here's where things get even more exciting. Some 1971 nickels feature minting errors or unique characteristics that make them even more valuable. Minting errors can happen during the production process and can result in coins with misalignments, double strikes, or other subtle imperfections. These error coins are incredibly rare and can dramatically increase a coin's value, as collectors are always on the lookout for these unique finds. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 1971 Jefferson nickel be worth? Well, the answer might just blow you away. If you have an uncirculated 1971 nickel in perfect condition or, even better, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth a stunning amount of money. In fact, a well-preserved 1971 nickel could fetch as much as $89,000, yes, you heard that right, $89,000. That's right, a single 1971 5-cent coin, which originally cost just 5 cents, could be worth an incredible $89,000 depending on its condition and any potential minting errors. So, if you've got a 1971 nickel sitting in your collection or tucked away in your change jar, it might just be time to take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 6. We're diving into a coin that might be sitting in your collection, or perhaps one you'll find during your next coin hunt, the 1989 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, this may seem like just another ordinary nickel, but trust me, this coin holds some secrets that might make you take a second look. Stick with me as we break down its fascinating history and reveal its true value. Minted in 1989, the Jefferson Nickel continues the long-running series that has been a part of American currency since the 1930s. The design features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. For many, this is a coin we see all the time and may not think twice about. However, there's something special about the 1989 nickel that could make it far more valuable than its face value suggests. While the design has remained unchanged for decades, what sets the 1989 nickel apart is its rarity and the condition in which it has survived. Most 1989 nickels have been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear and tear. These coins are still worth their standard 5 cents, but coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch a much higher price. When a coin is in uncirculated condition, it has never been used in circulation and retains its sharp details, shine, and perfect surface quality. Uncirculated coins are highly desirable among collectors, and that's where the value really starts to soar. But that's not all. Some 1989 Jefferson Nickels have been discovered with minting errors that make them even more valuable. These errors can be small imperfections, like a misaligned die, a double strike, or unusual wear, that set the coin apart from the rest. Minting errors are a collector's dream because they are rare and can make a coin one of a kind. If you happen to come across a 1989 nickel with an error, you might have a treasure on your hands. So, how much could a 1989 nickel be worth? The truth might just surprise you. If you have one of these coins in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even better, a rare minting error, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. In fact, depending on its condition and any unique features, the value of a 1989 5-cent coin could reach as high as $79,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $79,000. That's right, a single 1989 Jefferson nickel could be worth $79,000, especially if it's in mint condition or features a rare error. So, before you toss that 1989 nickel into your pocket change, take a moment to inspect it. You never know, you might just be holding onto a hidden gem that could be worth a small fortune. Top 7. We're talking about a coin that you might have lying around in your collection or possibly even in your pocket change, the 1990 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. This coin might seem like just another regular nickel, but it has a fascinating story, and believe it or not, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Stick with me as we uncover its surprising value and what makes this particular nickel so special. Minted in 1990, the Jefferson Nickel carries a design that's been a staple of U.S. currency for many years. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, while the reverse displays Monticello, his historic home in Virginia. It's a design that's familiar to most, but when it comes to the 1990 version, there are factors that make this coin stand out in the world of coin collecting. The 1990 nickel was produced during a time when the U.S. economy was undergoing changes, but it wasn't a year known for dramatic coin production. Despite this, the value of a 1990 Jefferson nickel isn't necessarily about the history surrounding it, it's all about the condition of the coin and the rarity of specific variations that can make it extraordinarily valuable. Like any coin, the value of the 1990 nickel primarily depends on its condition. Most of these coins were circulated and have been through countless hands over the years, showing signs of wear and tear. However, the real treasure lies in the coins that have been well preserved, especially those in uncirculated condition. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in daily transactions and still looks as good as it did when it was first minted. If you happen to come across a 1990 nickel in this condition, you're holding onto a gem that could be worth far more than its face value, but that's not all. As any seasoned coin collector will tell you, minting errors can make a coin even more valuable. While most 1990 nickels were struck with little to no flaws, some of them have small imperfections, like double die errors or other misprints, that make them rare and highly desirable. These minting errors are sought after by collectors who love the thrill of owning a one-of-a-kind coin. If you find a 1990 Jefferson nickel with one of these errors, it could turn out to be a truly valuable find. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much could a 1990 nickel be worth? If you happen to have a well-preserved, uncirculated 1990 Jefferson nickel, or even one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at an impressive return on investment. In fact, a 1995-cent coin could be worth as much as $75,000, that's right, $75,000. It's hard to believe that a coin originally worth just 5 cents could command such a high price, but the rarity of well-preserved and error coins is what drives up their value in the collector's market. So, if you have a 1990 Jefferson nickel in your collection or come across one in your change, make sure to take a closer look. It might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 8. We're diving into a coin that you may have tucked away in your collection or perhaps spotted in your spare change, the 1988 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the Jefferson Nickel. Now, this may seem like just another typical nickel, but trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Stick with us as we explore its fascinating story and reveal just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. The 1988 Jefferson Nickel is part of the long-running series featuring the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The design itself has remained mostly unchanged for decades, making this coin a staple in American currency. However, just because this design is familiar doesn't mean there isn't something special about the 1988 version. So, what makes the 1988 Jefferson Nickel so interesting to collectors? Well, like most coins, the key factor that determines its value is its condition. The vast majority of 1988 nickels that were produced have been circulated, meaning they've been through countless transactions over the years. As a result, these coins are often worn down and may not hold much value beyond their face value of 5 cents. However, finding a 1988 nickel in uncirculated condition is a different story entirely. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in commerce, meaning it retains all of its original mint luster and sharp details. These coins are much rarer, as most coins are eventually put into circulation and show signs of wear. If you happen to come across a 1988 Jefferson Nickel that's in mint condition, it could be worth significantly more than you might expect, but that's not all. There's an extra layer of excitement when it comes to coins with minting errors. Even a small mistake during the production process can turn a regular coin into a highly valuable collector's item. Whether it's a misalignment, double die, or some other unique feature, minting errors can make a coin one of a kind. And collectors are always on the lookout for these rare error coins. If you happen to have a 1988 Jefferson Nickel with an error, you could be holding a treasure that could fetch a pretty penny. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 1988 nickel be worth? Well, the value of this coin can vary greatly depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. If you have a well-preserved, uncirculated 1988 Jefferson Nickel, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth a lot more than you think. In fact, a 1988 nickel could be worth as much as $78,000, yes, you heard that right, $78,000. That's an incredible price for a coin that originally cost just 5 cents. It's amazing how a simple, everyday coin can appreciate so much in value, but it's all about rarity, condition, and, of course, any unique characteristics that make it stand out. So, if you've got a 1988 nickel in your collection or come across one in your change, take a closer look, you might just be holding onto something worth a small fortune. Top 9, we're going to talk about a coin that might be sitting right under your nose, the 1974 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. This might look like just another nickel you'd come across in your daily change, but let me tell you, this coin could be worth far more than its face value. Stick with me as we uncover why the 1974 Jefferson Nickel could be worth a fortune and what makes this particular coin so special. Minted in 1974, this Jefferson Nickel features the classic design that has been a mainstay of U.S. currency for decades. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and on the reverse, the image of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home in Virginia. It's a design that's familiar to many, but here's where the story gets interesting. While the design has remained unchanged over the years, the value of coins minted in specific years, like the 1974 nickel, can vary based on factors like rarity and condition. Most 1974 nickels that were produced have been in circulation, which means they've passed through countless hands, been used in transactions, and often show signs of wear and tear. These coins are still worth 5 cents, but they don't carry the same value as a coin in mint condition. The real treasure lies in the 1974 nickels that have been carefully preserved over time. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they've never been used in commerce and still maintain their original luster, are rare and highly sought after by collectors. These pristine coins can fetch a much higher price because they represent the peak of minting quality from that year. Finding a 1974 nickel in uncirculated condition is a major win for collectors, and it's no surprise that these coins are worth far more than you might think. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Some 1974 Jefferson nickels also feature minting errors or unique characteristics that make them even more valuable. Minting errors can range from slight misalignments to double strikes, or even small imperfections that happened during production. These error coins are extremely rare and, in many cases, can command a much higher price on the market because they are one of a kind. So, if you happen to find a 1974 nickel with a minting error, you could be holding onto something incredibly special. So, just how much could a 1974 Jefferson nickel be worth? The truth might surprise you. If you have an uncirculated 1974 nickel or one with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In fact, a 1974 Jefferson nickel could be worth as much as $98,000, yes, you heard that right, $98,000. That's right, a single 1974 nickel, which originally cost just 5 cents, could fetch an astonishing $98,000. It's hard to believe, but it just goes to show how much coins can appreciate in value over time, especially when they are rare or in exceptional condition. So, if you come across a 1974 nickel or have one in your collection, take a closer look. It might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 10 and last unique coin, we're talking about a coin that might be sitting quietly in your collection or tucked away in your spare change, the 1992 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it may seem like just another nickel, but this particular coin has an incredible story and could be worth far more than its face value. Stick around as we uncover the surprising value of this seemingly ordinary nickel and what makes it so special. The 1992 Jefferson Nickel features the classic design that has become a hallmark of U.S. currency. On the obverse, you'll see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and on the reverse, you'll find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. This design has remained consistent for decades, but it's not the design itself that makes the 1992 nickel stand out. It's all about the condition and rarity of certain coins from this year. Like most coins, the value of the 1992 Jefferson nickel depends largely on its condition. Most of the 1992 nickels that were minted have been through countless transactions, passed from hand to hand, and seen years of circulation. These coins show signs of wear and tear, which means they hold little value beyond the standard 5 cents. However, the real excitement begins with the 1992 nickels that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins, which have never been used in commerce and still have their original shine and sharp details, are far rarer and more valuable than their worn counterparts. But wait, there's more. Some 1992 nickels have minting errors or unique features that make them even more sought after by collectors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that's not quite like the others. These errors can range from a misaligned die, to double strikes, or even unusual wear patterns that set the coin apart. Minting errors are a collector's dream because they make a coin one of a kind. If you happen to have a 1992 nickel with an error, you could be holding onto something truly valuable. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Just how much could a 1992 nickel be worth? If you have an uncirculated 1992 Jefferson nickel or even one with a rare minting error, the value could be astonishing. In fact, a 1992 5-cent coin could be worth as much as $68,000, yes, you heard that right, $68,000. It's incredible to think that a coin that originally cost only 5 cents could be worth that much. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, it's all about rarity, condition, and those special little details that set one coin apart from the rest. So, if you have a 1992 nickel sitting in your collection or you come across one in your change, take a moment to inspect it. You could be holding a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins like the 1992 Jefferson Nickel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. You never know what treasure you might find next.